yesterday, we did have some serious activity because Trump was over at the Daytona 500 and there was a lot of activity, man. He was driving around the racetrack. He was flying overhead. He took questions from the press. And here's a little bit of that if you missed it. Look, an airplane there. All right, so you get the point. But he then was actually there on scene. Come on, C-SPAN, don't do this to us. We're in the middle of a live stream. Here's what it looked like when he came out. He makes his way in. In there, hopefully. Good. Look at that girl's little shoes, little red shoe. That's great. Oh, that's great. Amazing. So it's nice to have a wow. Pretty amazing. So he was there. A lot of people talking to him, and then he actually did come out and drive around the track. The pace. Look at him driving around the Daytona. It's crazy. It's great, man. It's great. What a beautiful country. Look at that flag right there. God bless America. So then they come back. So they're doing laps right in front of the crowd. How cool is that? In the Beast presidential motorcade racing around. And honestly, that's pretty cool. Like, it's pretty cool for the president. For the president, it's like, when you're the president, you get to do so many cool things. You don't really have the opportunity to do something like extra cool. So you're like, you know what? I want to drive this. It's not like just driving around the Daytona 500 track. That's cool in and of itself. But you're like, you know what? Let's take the motorcade around. What? Yeah, motorcade, the presidential motorcade. Not only am I going to do laps around the Daytona 500 racetrack, but we're going to do it in the presidential motorcade. So anyways, that is the president. And then he did come out after he returned from the Daytona 500 and he answered some questions about this. A little bit of a short exchange here, but let's check out what he said. So good to see everybody. I just got done winning the Daytona 500 and I have time for a few questions. Who's first?
Daytona was fantastic. The crowd was amazing.
Just one?
The people love that sport, and they're wonderful people that run it. And they had a little rain delay, but we'll go home and watch it. Some of you will, and others will try and create peace throughout the world. Do you have any questions, please?
Sure. Did you speak to Secretary Rubio this morning?
I did.
What is the latest with the negotiations in Saudi Arabia?
We're moving along. We're trying to get a peace with Russia and Ukraine, and we're working very hard on it. It's a war that should have never started.
Do you expect Zelensky to be involved in these conversations? What will his role be?
I do. He will be involved, yes.
Is this used by U.S. weapons for Ukrainians?
Yeah.
You said today that Russia is going to wage war on NATO. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree. A little bit.
They acted against Russia if they won't come to an agreement. Do you agree with that stance?
I don't know if that's what he said. I don't think he said that.
Based on your conversations, especially your conversations with President Putin, what do you think he wants ultimately in Ukraine?
I think he wants to stop fighting. I see that. We spoke long and hard. Steve Witkoff was with him for a very extended period, like about 3 hours. I think he wants to stop fighting. They have a big, powerful machine. You understand that. And they defeated Hitler and they defeated Napoleon. Been fighting a long time. They've done it before. But I think he'd like this. I think he would like to stop fighting.
Do you think he wants to hold Ukraine, or just like what do you think he wants?
No, I think he wants to stop. That was my question to him.
It's such a good answer, okay, because it is the 100% opposite of anything that they're expecting. What does Putin want? For the last 4 years, or however long, 2 years, however long it's coming up on, 3 now, I think now officially, it was February, 22? It's always been about the land and the line. What is Putin going to take? And if we give him an inch, he's going to take a mile, and then he's going to take all of France. Okay, relax. So Trump just doesn't even address it at all. Okay, not going to talk about resources or votes or lines, red lines, neutralization zones, or anything. None of that. It's all just he wants to stop fighting. So just get that in your brains.
Because if he's going to go on, that would have been a big problem for us. And that would have caused me a big problem because you just can't let that happen. I think he wants to end it, and they want to end it fast. Both of them. And Zelensky wants to end it too.
When do you think that can actually happen? When do you think the fighting can stop?
We're working to get it done. It's too bad it started. It would have been a lot easier to end it before it started, right? But it started because we had an incompetent president that he didn't know what he was doing and should have never started. That war was so easy to stop. Remember this, that under Bush, they took a lot. Under Obama, they took a lot. Under Biden, they tried to take the whole thing. And under Trump, they took nothing. Nothing was gone. Not even a little bit. It's too bad. It's really too bad. A lot of people are dead right now that should be alive, and a lot of cities are destroyed that can never come back like they were. Those beautiful golden domes and all of the multicolored domes that were 1,000 years old, they're all laying in just shattered. It's very sad. They ruined the culture.
They're beginning phase 2 of the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. What's going on there? Have you been briefed on the latest related
I
to
told
that?
you I have been briefed. I told Bibi, you do whatever you want, because my statement was they got to come back. Now, the reason I made that statement because they said they weren't going to deliver. They were not going to deliver the people that they said they were going to deliver, that they agreed to deliver, and they did agree to do that, but they broke that agreement. When I made the statement, they delivered everybody plus an American. Now, the good news is they look like they're in pretty good shape, because the people from the week before didn't look like they were in good shape. They looked like Holocaust survivors, frankly. Horrible. Whatever happened to them was horrible. But that'll be up to Israel what the next step is, in consultation with me. Peace through strength. You understand that, right? It's called peace through strength. They contracted for those weapons a long time ago in the Biden administration, and then Biden wouldn't deliver the weapons. But I look at it differently. I say peace through strength. They were sitting there. Nobody knew what to do with them. They bought them. But I believe in that very strongly.
Union is talking about banning food imports from the U.S. kind of along the lines of reciprocal
Why is that? Why?
reciprocal tariffs. They don't like
That's
the
all right.
President
I don't mind. Let them do it. Let them do it. They're just hurting themselves if they do that. I can't imagine it, but it doesn't matter. We're having reciprocal tariffs. Whatever they charge, we charge. Very simple. If a certain country like India, which is very high tariff, if they charge us X dollars, we charge them X dollars. It's all right. It's a fair thing
Fair.
to do. Even the media said it was fair.
Yeah, they do it. You do it.
And it's going to be very good for the United States.
Your timing of your meeting with Putin in Saudi Arabia
No time set, but it could be very soon.
this month?
It'll be soon. We'll see what happens. But they're meeting right now. And that's more. It should have been done 4 years ago, 3 years ago before it started. But it should have been done immediately after it started, as opposed to now, 3 years later.
egg prices have reached an all-time high. What's your
Which is what?
egg prices?
Egg
have
prices.
reached an all-time
There's the flu. It was a long, before I here, it was at an all-time. This didn't, remember, I've been here for 3 weeks. And when you saw the inflation numbers, I've been here for 3 weeks. I have had nothing to do with inflation. This was caused by Biden. I had 4 years of virtually no inflation. So I'm just taking over. But I'll tell you what, this country has made more progress in the last 3 weeks than it's made in the last 4 years. And we're respected again as a country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very nice of the president to come out here and take a whole slew of questions and answer all of them with poise and able to comment on them intelligently. Very nice to see that.